Greetings, everyone. Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. Co-host Tina Bird. Lots to get into, but greetings, Tina. Say hello to everybody out there.
Hi, Tommy. It's Tina Bird here from the UK in Southampton, broadcasting. Hello, John, in the chat room there to Tommy and everyone else in Hawaii and across the world. It's good to see you this evening. Lots of bits and pieces going on. We're always one step closer, as it seems, each week. Loads of headlines and news, but we'll crack straight into it. Go on then, Tommy. We'll let you start the show.
All right, everybody. I want to get into a specific topic today, but we got a lot of little details to get into. I don't know how long Tina can stay. She's been dealing with a lot of problems, but I'm glad she's here. I want to talk about abductions today, what we're going to do about it, try to do about it, what should be done about it, and what's not happening. But outside of that, the United States is in serious trouble. Mr. Rumpo is really destroying it every which way he can, and he's not helping us facing the idea we will be going to war. And then we got Mr. Musk riding his coattail, who actually is president, doing a lot of stuff as well. But, you know, I've been online, and there's so many fake sites with every famous person out there. There's about 10 sites made up of people stealing their identity. It's so sad. Nobody's doing nothing about that. They talk about freedom, but I have 6 sites that Tesla's in, and he promised to give me a car. He says, I just got to pay the delivery charges. I mean, the people that are telling these stories sound really good, but they're all fake people. If you think you're talking to a famous person and they're going to spend a half hour talking to you, good luck with that one. But getting back to the topic, Tina is one of the top people for that, and that's why I want to do it today while she's here. For me personally, I stopped my brother from getting abducted I was 6 years old, and I knew it was real then. And then I saw my first alien at 12, but then over the next 12 years, I was dealing with women that have been abducted, lost their child at 9 or 8.5 months pregnant, and they were all able to prove it. They showed me the sonograms and everything else that they had, and these people, when they went to the hospital the day after they proved that they were pregnant, were told that they weren't pregnant. I mean, the stories were ridiculous. Two of the ladies I actually dealt with said that they were invited back on a ship. They said they were allowed to see their child one time, but they'll never see him again. So people, when you say abductees, it's not the other word that people in the UFO world are using greatly now, called experiences. Personally, I know for a fact, you don't have to believe me, Tina has her ideas about it too. There are no good aliens. Oh, well, there's good and bad and everything. No, there's not. Is there a good alligator? Is there a good lion? They have an agenda. They live their style. No alien race lives like we do. They're not out buying a toaster. They're not out buying barbecue grills and stuff. They're in their own world. They eat their own things, people. And you better figure out what they're really eating and why they're here. Nobody in the UFO world talks about that. Well, most people don't. All right. And I lost 16 of my good friends. 6 of them were the top speakers in the UFO world. One of my top friends, who I was really close to, Sean David Martin, died right around Christmas. He discovered Area 51. He took people up there to see the mothership come in there every month. And, you know, all that, the UFO people don't talk about that. They don't talk about things that are important, like what went on with Tesla and UFOs. They rather talk about their great experience going into space and having a nice talk with an alien and whatever bull story they want to come up with. But people, I want to try to get people together, create a list, and then we'll submit it to the government. We'll submit it to Congress. I'll do all the promoting on that. But it's time that, as a group of consciousness of people that have really been abducted, and people, I'm asking for people that have a real abduction, not a dream, a fantasy, or whatever. Now, people that have a real abduction usually have similar experiences. I was doing hypnosis when I was 14. I was doing past life regression when I was 17. All people that are abducted. Now, you need a good hypnotist, in which Tina's going to be going to one soon, hopefully. But to find out what really happened when they were on these trips. Oh, you want to go into all these universes? Your body couldn't stand it, people. There's no way you're going to multiple galaxies. I mean, I'm not going to say people's famous names that are out there saying, well, they're working with aliens and they were showed the past, present, and future. They all lie. Everything they prophesized or said didn't happen. So whatever visions that they were feeding these people were lies. And everybody that gets abducted is usually fed a lie to believe in. 25 years after abductions have been going on, a few people became aware of their experiences. So the government had to rechange what they were dealing with aliens, and they told them they can't remember what really happened. So guess what? Aliens started reprogramming people. So not that they forget everything, that they remember this great story. But it's all fabricated, and it's not going to help us get any further down the road. The government can't come out and tell what they did. The United States government can't, and neither can Russia. But Russia admitted to Trump that he's working with alien races. He even said 2 of the races want to destroy the planet. Why would he say that to Trump? He asked Trump to tell the truth. Trump didn't do it. But the day after he met Putin when he was president, he created the Space Force, which he really didn't create either. You know, all these people taking credit. There's one other thing, I'll give it over to you, Tina. In the United States, it will be releasing the first outrageous spaceship. It costs $44 billion. It has every weapon known to man and many weapons that people do not know about. All of them were given to the United States by Tesla. Now, Mr. Musk created a ship. He has 2 weapons on it even. I don't know who he's giving it to, where he's going to sell it, or what's going to happen with that. But he wants to work with the world. I mean, if Russia gave him $1 billion for it, $10 billion, $100 billion for it, it's the fastest ship out of all the ships on the planet right now. All right? We got problems every which way. I mean, there's supposedly peace treaty 2 nights ago. 400 people were killed in bombings. You know, this so-called peace treaty is a bunch of lies. Everything you hear from Trump is a lie right now. We're in trouble. I know, Tina, you don't know the truth about him, what he's doing, what he's really doing, what he wants to do. Congress is fighting him tooth and nail, which is good. Even though the Republicans control it, the Democrats are still fighting really hard with the Congress and the lawyers and judges to stop the things he's doing. He's trying to eliminate Social Security. He's trying to eliminate Medicare. He's eliminating school funding. He's not going to fund any schools in the United States anymore. He's eliminating children's people. He did say, I am going to be a dictator on day 1, which he is. People are starting to turn against him, people that voted for him, because they're realizing he's really a dictator now. He can do whatever he wants because he knows they won't fight him. I mean, as far as like taking him out of office, they can't do that. They tried, it didn't work. So now he knows he can get away with everything. What his plans are 10 times worse. But he's not going to release much about the UFO world, even though he should be. He said he's friends with Putin, Putin's the biggest man killer on the planet, and he's going to be friends with him. But Putin already said, I want you to tell the world what the United States is doing with aliens. And Trump didn't do that, and he won't, because I don't think he believes in aliens. But without that, I'll give it over to Tina. Greetings, Tina. Back to you.
Tommy. Tommy's right in a lot. If everyone sees things differently, I mean, Tommy sometimes sees things, you know, we're different people and that. But I do bow down to Tommy's years of experience and knowledge in a lot of things. I'm just an abductee, but I want to pick up on a few things that's become a theme, and it's big news, and people have just missed along the way. So I come from a stance where I'm an abductee. There are millions of abductees out there. I'm nothing special, just a normal everyday person. That's it. Now, people's accounts and stories don't really seem to come to light unless they've written a book. That just seems the only way to be heard, so they can turn it into this story, this wow story. And in real life, it's nothing like that. It takes from you all of your life. It takes bits from you. I don't think people really understand that. And I've seen it with Whitley and with Travis as well. It does weigh on you, you know. But what I'm talking about today is the governments have already announced. You've got the US Navy, Air Force, military, whatever it is. They've all come out, and the CIA and the actual government said yes. UFOs, or now the fancy word UAPs, flying saucers, whatever you want to say, are real. So we've known that. We've always known that. But they officially come out and said it a few years ago now, so it's nothing new. So let me repeat that. The CIA, the government, the American government have come out, and you've got like military, admirals, Air Force general, everyone has come out and said yes. They're now looking at the fact that the threat, they become UAPs, are a threat. So that's fine. But again, UAPs, UFOs are real. So if UFOs are real, I just want to take you back to the human side of this now. So I'm just an everyday person. I want to be an advocate for people like me, just the everyday person. Now, here in the UK, things are slightly different, but very similar to the States, but there's notable differences. I'd like to point upon the fact that what about all those military personnel that have lost their jobs, not got promotions, and been demoted? One, because they've even said or made a report of seeing a UFO. Now, if they're real, and they are real, and the government said they're real, are they now going to be reinstated? Are they going to be compensated? Are they going to get official apologies? Now, on the other side of that little fence is the rest of the population, not the population we voted there, put there, paid for there, and have paid for them to look after us, which it seems that they've greatly failed humanity along the way. What about all those everyday people like me, or the people in the States, like from the 60s, 70s, 80s, even to today, that have been put in mental asylums? They've lost their jobs, their families, their loved ones, their lives, their friends, for coming forward just to say that they've seen one, just to say that they've seen a UFO. And, oh, you're nutty, we'll lock you up for 30 days or 3 days, or, you know, there's nothing wrong with this person. They've been locked up in a mental institution or secure place just for saying they've seen a UFO. Now, they're nutty, it's not true. So are all those people who cannot get that time back, they cannot get their lives back, they cannot get their families back, their friends, their time in isolation, being locked up, they can't get that back ever. So I don't see people now coming out along the pathways out of all the little cans of worms and saying, well, actually, yeah, we've not realised that. Yeah, the government have said it's true. Well, we all know that. They've come out and said it in black and white on TV, but it's not been major. They've not made major headlines around it. And I can understand why now. So who is going to take all these people, release them, compensate them, and put them back into society? What about all their opportunities, their loved ones? They'll never, ever get that time back. And that's our own humanity, our own people that have treated us like that by not believing that UFOs are real. So that's one. So yes, UFOs are real. And we've just visited like the military side, who now are being compensated because they know that UFOs cause illness and sickness. Well, that's fine. But you've inflicted all this pain and suffering on all these people, and people have even lost their lives or been killed because of this, or taken their own lives. Are those families being compensated and apologised to? And so that's, people should be, I would be screaming out like I'm doing now from the rooftops, advocating for those people. Our government knows about this and has done the population, our people, wrong. They've not done good by our own people. They've not done the proper thing. So that should be, they should have an investigation immediately into that. And all the people that have come forward. Just with the cases of the people that are locked up should start first. They should get their freedom. They should get their medical treatment. They should get compensation. And then you should be looking at people that have lost their jobs, their livelihoods, their incomes, or peoples and families that have taken their own lives just for saying that they've seen the UFO. And those people in those countries need to be compensated by the governments that have done this to them. These people have been brave humanity soldiers, if you like, because they've come forward and said, hey, this is happening. We're warning you. Can you come and help us? That has not been the situation. We've not been believed. So then you have the other side, another coin, if you like, flip another coin up and it comes down. And what does it say? It says, well, we pay taxes. We pay taxes all these years for you, for defense, for defending us, defending our nation. But you spent defense money on weapons and lying to us, keeping the truth from us, not defending us and allowing us to be abducted. Okay, if there's nothing you can do about UAPs, because we know they're real, if the UAPs are flying at flying saucers, then they're obviously taking people, aren't they? Why are they not addressing that issue? If they're a danger to aircraft flying about in the sky, they're a danger to people on the ground. Why is that not something that's also being looked at simultaneously? Why is that not? It's like it goes in hand, surely. If it's a danger, to people in the air, it's a danger to people in the ground. That has not been looked at. Secondly, there should be another investigation. More information you have. You've had 70, 80, 100 years of information. If you can't correlate that information to come up to give you an idea or a ballpark figure or something to tell you what's going on or picture, you know by now you've had 70 years to come up with an answer. And if you don't have an answer, then out you go, and they should get somebody else in there to look at it, because you need to move things along now. And this modern technology and all this AI, if you fed all this, like John says, into AI, then AI should pop a little receipt out, like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, pick the receipt up and say, hey ho, there you go, this is what's happening, come on. So if you can't put two and two together and you work in intelligence department, I think you're obviously in the wrong job. So that does need looking at, that needs approaching. And then you have like with the citizen hearings, well, the citizens, I know they are right. They've asked for stuff, you've not given it, but they've bowed down and said, yes, UFOs are real. Again, that's not been the major headlines. So now they have to force their own people, their own government, their own elected officials, their own military, their own protectors to come forward and tell the truth, and they're still not doing it. How can you pay taxes and believe in these people? How can these people still hold positions and jobs above us when we pay for that privilege for them to look after us? I can understand the secret things and need to know that's fine, but not 100% of the things 100% of the time. Come on, guys. Fair is fair. We're living in a modern age. You want modern taxes, a modern way of living. You need to move along with the times then. It works both ways. And at the moment, I'm not seeing that at all. So there's a lot of things going on in the background that could and should be done as a priority. But like I said, if airmen are getting sickness benefits from the army and military because they're being affected by it, then why aren't regular everyday people? Because those airmen go home to everyday people and take up everyday lives. They're only an everyday person before they go into the military and are when they leave. So again, we pay for their training, but you're paying them because they're sick. Human beings like me and other human beings are sick because of abduction in UFOs. So there's something else to think of. So there's lots of things going on, lots of things that have been said. And, Professor Dr. Gary Nolan's done huge amounts in the field. Again, as they say, following the data. Again, he's followed like the medical things, the scientific things, his scans, x-rays. He's built his facts up. He's done his work. He's a pioneer in his field. But again, as for the general population, we've been left behind, but we're the one footing the bill. And we're the ones left in society that, got to make ends meet, go to work, come home, and you're in so much pain. You can't do nothing. You've got no life, and you're not doing anything, and and then obfuscating the fact that other people are out there that mean to do you harm or discredit you, even though you're telling the truth. And the government knows you're telling truth because they've said UFOs are real. So come on, guys. So enough for the doom and gloom. I'd like to say a huge congratulations and thank you to Elon Musk for bringing those astronauts home, something NASA wasn't unable to do. For some reason, I see him playing on TV the other day, a gentleman like that, they say that people set fires to his dealerships and shooting bullets into his shops where, again, everyday people work. He's employing people. He's manufacturing things, whether you like it or not. And he saved people's lives, guys. It was a big step for humanity to go up there, own your own private company time or what have you, to go up there and bring these people home to their families. If that was your son or daughter up there, you would want them back. If that was your mum, dad, or uncle, or member of your family, you'd want them back, and you thank the person who did it. So I think he's been, dealt a raw deal there by the public for doing something quite commendable. So I commend you. Well done, Elon Musk. That was a long time in coming. And again, people more invested on the military side. The military side is a very small side, and they're only on that side because they deal directly with the front views of the UFOs. But when the UFOs circumvent them, looking for the general public, remember, guys, you forget in all of this, the general public don't go out there. Maybe some nutters out there. Yeah, hello, I'm here. Come and abduct me. The people are laid in bed. You're unconscious. You're at your weakest. And this alien species comes into our world and our airspace, bringing God knows what, bacteria, radiation, viruses, chemicals, acids, anything with them. Invading our airspace, invading our local airspace, taking you without your consent under the guise of night, and subduing you. Does any of that sound friendly? Does any of that sound welcoming? No, it's frightening and scary as hell. So, I'll let you weigh that up. I wouldn't want to, make your mind up for you. But I'm telling you my experience, and there's plenty of people out there with proper experience that this has happened to, that you should be listening to. Then make up your own mind. You do all your research. You read all your books. You should read everything out there by everybody. Get to know the field that you're looking at. But you need to listen to both sides of this fence. You need to listen to military side, and you need to listen to civilian sides, because it's civilians that come forward. It's civilians that are abducted, and this is happening to. And again, population comes from civilian life. They go into the Air Force, come out, and they become civilians again. So people seem to miss that little tiny fact as well. There's lots going on within that, but all the huge stuff seems to be like way down with questions we're asking the government that, we're not getting answers back for. I think they've told you enough. Yes, UFOs are real. So, and you've still got people going around saying, oh, I don't want to make my mind up. But you can blindly believe a government and follow a government into voting, and taking your money and spending it on black operations and having no consequence for that, no oversight for that. So there's, lots of things either way that could be, dealt with in the open, and a lot easier, really. It's just how easy everybody wants to get together and help other people and help everyday people in their lives. And I think people should start looking at the fact, oh, hold on, I work in a private hospital. Well, actually, if you work in a hospital, private or otherwise, and you're holding mental patients there, just because they've said they've seen a UFO, then perhaps that's something you need to bring to somebody's attention. But apart from that, I'm going to chuck it back over to Tommy. And if you have any questions about that, please contact us here. Tommy's email is on the screen. You come onto the show, and I'm sure me and Tommy can talk your ears off on that. Tommy.
Well, again, I was doing hypnosis for many years when I was younger. I started going into past life regression and then psychic implant removals. It's big. It was big then, and it's a lot bigger now, with more people will admit it, able to say it without going to jail, going to the night, even being terminated. In my time in the UFO world, which is my whole life, over the past 30 years. I lost 16 of my friends, but they were the top. Some of them were the top speakers in the UFO world, and they had the highest clearance in the government. But the number one agreement, which is worldwide, there are 27 alien races here that the governments are working with, Russia and the United States. Russia and the United States both agreed on 27. Don't ask me why, what their names are or anything else, but they are not good. They are not working with people. They're not helping mankind move forward in any way. And they have an agenda, and the government supplies them with what they want, and they get their things that they want from them back. So it's not a good thing, people. You can believe what you want, listen to these people. Well, I dealt with the Syrians, the Andromedans, and the blah blah, the Anunnaki, and all these names. But they never helped anybody in history. Now, there's so many new things coming out about giants and stuff. We just supposedly found it's two giants together in another country. Well, there were giants. We know that. And they've been trying to cover that up since they took the Book of Enoch out of the Bible. So it's a long story, but what happened to them? All right, what happened to the Mayans? What happened to the Aztecs? What happened to all these other races? Who's been playing the games? The planet's still here, and you can't wipe out the whole planet with a flood, with a fire. It can't happen. So it wasn't like the dinosaurs came and ate everybody, or we ate all the dinosaurs, or anything like that. The comet blew up the planet. No, it didn't. It affected parts of the world, changed parts of it, didn't take out every life form that was here. We still have so many life forms, and we still have multiple ones we didn't even discover. But now they're starting to find a lot more creatures. Maybe I'll get into that later, but I want to stick back to the idea people are still getting abducted. I'm in Hawaii, and if I get into conversation with any people, 1 out of 10, and I'm not making this up, will say they've been abducted. The couple that moved in next door said they were both abducted. But they've been fighting with everybody, so I don't want to bring them on my show. But people, it's a real thing. And it's not like they're completely brainwashed and programmed. Some are. But, way back, my friend Troy David Martin was on TV. And he was talking about when he discovered Area 51, he was going to bring the head of the TV show out there to see it. And he turned it down. He went out a month later and he lied. He goes, "Oh, I was out there. I'm friends with Force General. Nothing's going on here." When it's the truth, it never comes out. When it's a lie, it comes out. That's funny. In the UFO world, the better the lie, the better the story, the more people will listen to it. Now, the biggest ridiculous story is the Anunnaki. They didn't create the human race. Zachariah Sitchin put out his book, and now everybody believes that these rulers are going to come back, and this, that. They're not. All right? The races that are here are evil because they control many things, and they have the power, and they don't have no feelings of mercy or compassion. They will take out anybody, take anything. Well, I hate to tell you this. They eat people, and they eat large numbers of people. And way back when they were allowed to take 10,000 a year, how could the government count 10,000 people? Because nobody even knows who's taken. So, the scenario that was created was ridiculous. It's the same with, I think I mentioned this already, the dolphins and the whales. You can't kill more than 10,000 dolphins. You can't kill more than 10,000 whales. A whaling boat kills over 10,000 whales.
They should be killing in this day and age. I don't agree with that. Not that they've no more now than they ever have. They don't need to kill whales. They don't need to kill dolphins.
It's horrible. But in Japan,
data and DNA now that is inhumane. They don't need to do that. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Their whaling boat says scientific research, which is baloney because it's a canning boat. They can the whales right on the boat, people. Our groups of people from the United States try stopping it and do everything. Check out Sea Shepherd. One of the boats was in front of him and they plowed into it, and he was put in jail. A small boat, small $1 million boat, they crashed, and then he was put in jail. All right, and they let this whaling boat go on. People, we're becoming savages. Instead of becoming more human, more compassionate people. I was in dolphins all my life. I actually fed Flipper, was with the trainer of Flipper. to put out the movie The Cove, and if you never saw it, watch it, because he's spending the rest of his life trying to help dolphins. The government, the U.S. government, kills 10,000 dolphins a year and trying to train them, and they wanted him to train the dolphins to kill people. Mankind's becoming. Well, right now they do train them. They put bombs on them and they strap them. They could go out the boats and blow the boats up. But I mean, the dolphin doesn't know he's going to get blown up when he brings whatever he's bringing out there. It's horrible. They're the most incredible creatures on the planet, the most intelligent creatures on the planet. And
we have no right as a species to do that.
You know, Japan has, in school, they feed its children dolphin meat. And they got whale restaurants. It's horrible, people. Now, Alaska is still allowed to kill 2 whales a year, but they do kill more. But, you know, we're outdated. We don't need to do that anymore.
You don't need whales for anything. There's enough food or man-made food to sustain people wherever you are in the world. There's no need to do that. Well, on another note, Germany, Tommy, we got some fans in Germany. I don't know if you're aware of that. I received an email the other day and a notification, and I think it was from Amazon or somewhere else, to say that I've been selling books and people have been reading my pages in Germany from my books. But also they've been watching, it should be up somewhere on YouTube, that they've been watching our little YouTube channel, specifically about abduction. So just for a shout out for our German friends, I have met Robert Fleischer, who is I don't know if I do apologise if I'm not pronouncing his name correctly, who is a German journalist who's quite well known within Germany for ufology, because it wasn't believed or anything at the time, and now it's all come out. He's quite famous over there, but it seems that people in Germany are quite interested in the subject. So thank you for the people in Germany that have bought my book, and again, you can still read it. You can get it for free. But yeah, thank you for coming forward and doing that. But you can find me and Tommy on here. And you also welcome. We do have Translator or Google Translator. So if you could email Tommy or email the show, or you can come on to the show and we can get a translator up. And yeah, if you'd like to come on to the show, we can. You can ask us questions. You can give us pre-written questions, or come on the show and ask yourself. Or if you'd like me and Tommy to interview you, I know that people are still scorned and it's frowned upon to come forward in places like Germany. Yeah, it's good to see that different people from parts of the world, apart from the US and people we talk about every day, it's good to see other cultures and people joining in. You know, we are a species, we are the human species, and yeah, it's good to see. And again, sharing the love and the humanitarian aid. Well done to Elon Musk again. I must say that I can't thank him enough for reuniting those astronauts with their families after all this time. But yeah, we can
do it. He's claiming he could have run him back months ago if he was going to be.
But he's done it now, so he's done more. He's got off of his ass, got up, done it, and brought those people home. Hats off to him.
You know, 3 of his ships blew up.
Yeah, I know, but at least he's brought the astronauts home. That's the main thing. But apart from that, I'm going to just say, to promote my book for a minute. But guys, yeah, please come on. It doesn't matter what country from. I mean, if you don't speak English as a first language, it doesn't matter what country, and we can get Google Assist or Translator or AI translation on. We'd be more than happy to do that. If you want to come onto the show and talk to me and Tommy firsthand. Tommy is, you know, he's got many, many years on me of experience with abductions and witnesses. I can only tell you about my account and how I feel, which you obviously heard on here a lot, and my point of view. But again, that's why I come up with this book. Again, I came out for help for medical reasons. When you're at your wit's end and you've got nowhere left to turn, you turn to any way you can get help, and this was it. So I with help from my brave sister-in-law who sadly passed away, who did this lovely, beautiful cover for me. But this is my book. There it is. It's called The Bonded: The Truth About Alien Abduction. There it is, T.A. Bird. There's my IBSN number, so you could go online Go to Amazon. I think it's £10, just £10 on Amazon. It's this big because we was going to put pictures and photographs in there, but we were unable to, and Amazon couldn't get them on there. Their IT guys couldn't do it for some reason either. They had to go. So it's come out this big, but I can try and work on it again. Again, don't forget, guys, I have dyslexia, no other help within this. So, you might find some grammar mistakes in that because I did it on my own, off my own back, on my own, with no help from anybody. It's just a story about my account. Is my account. That's what's happened to me, not what's happened to anybody else. It's what's happened to me. So this is what it's like to be abducted and what actually happened. And it's just the facts. And if I say I think, then I say I think this is not what's happened. This is actually what has actually happened to me. And you can get this for free. So it is £10 on Google, on Amazon. So you can go onto Amazon and Amazon Books and get it for £10. Or you can go on to Kindle. You can sell it, but you can buy it on Kindle. But if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free, guys. So you don't even have to pay for it. On Kindle Unlimited, it's free. So you can check that out on Kindle Unlimited. I also write other books. Again, no help. So I do have dyslexia, again, like I say. And I write these books on my own. This is Guardians of Light and A Brotherhood of the Night. And it's a fantasy book. Absolutely brilliant book. I love this book. Brilliant book. Might break it down and read it again. But I do read this. But, it's a fantastic book. Again, that's my IBS number on the back, IBSN number. And you can get this again on Google, on Amazon. And you can get it on Kindle and Kindle Unlimited. So you can actually read it for free as well, guys. But I'm on there. But if you do have an account and, contact a local group, a UFO group in your region, in your country, you've got a phone, you've got emails, there's always resources to help somebody or to find help out there. So please don't ever think that you're alone. There is help out there, but I just wish people felt more strongly about the subject and about their loved ones and family that have suffered something like this. But for me, in Southampton, in the UK, guys, please just go out there, keep looking up. You'll see amazing things in the sky. Tommy lives in a beautiful part of the world, and I'd love to be there to see the skies where Tommy is over there. You must see some amazing things. Hawaii is actually a hotspot for UFOs, so Tommy has a perfect place to look up in the skies. So telling us some of the things that he's seen out there has been absolutely amazing, and all you've got to do is look up. But for me here in the UK, sorry, I'm really hot. I'm going to say goodbye till next week, but hopefully, again, if you want to come onto our show, thank you for the shout out for people in Germany and contacting me and Tommy. Again, Tommy's put this on YouTube, so guys, just look Tommy Hawksblood up, encounters, but me and Tommy in there, and Tommy's shows will come up. And again, Tommy's email is actually on there. It's hawksblood1@aol.com. Please email Tommy with any feedback that you have, and we will be here for you next week, Tommy.
It's always a pleasure, Tina. Safe trip for the next week. Enjoy life if you can. We try to get what we can out of it. Till next time, Tina.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. See you next week, guys.
All right, Tina Berg, great person. She's been going through a real lot over the past couple of years. We did a show for 3 years already, but nobody in general wants the truth. And that's all I do put on the show that I can possibly help. Now, there's people that say, I'm a liar, I'm this, that. No, I don't put anything else. I'm responsible to God only, so I can't lie to people or tell stories. Now, I won't bring people. I know Tina says, well, let's bring anybody on. I will not bring people that I know are lying on the show. One of the worst people in the UFO world is Stephen Greer. I write something on anything he puts up any day I see it. And I put I put a bunch of emails underneath it all the time, saying if he ever grows a pair of balls, I will debate him live, anywhere, offline, whatever. But he's feeding the planet so much false information. And he's getting all these whistleblowers that have zero proof of anything they say. All right? I mean, sure, ships crash. Sure, we found them. Sure, there's a lot of things going on. But they don't talk about why aliens are really here. Stephen Greer has zero clue. He says that all aliens are good. They are not. They never came here with a good mission to help us become better people. Because we're not. And we're getting worse. So the idea of the Anunnaki created us. For what reason, people? Why do you think they would create us if they did? I mean, their story is to mine gold. Aliens can make gold a super long time ago. Now, all the people in history had super mounds of gold in their castles, in their temples, cities, whatever. If they wanted, they could just take it. But again, they're not here for gold, people. They don't need gold to surround their planet to keep them alive, people. I mean, you listen to these stories from a person, Zachariah Sitchin, who was a writer. He had his own interpretation of things. He wasn't right. But what I will say that I don't talk too much about spiritual stuff when Tina's on, because I know she's got so many problems being attacked at every different level. And no spirit, no angel, no guide, God, or anybody stepped in to help her. And she's still alive, but she suffers a lot. So, and I know too many people in that space. Who knows what will happen if they get rid of Social Security? I don't know what I would do. Because I have no place to be, no place to go, and no money to do it. Getting back to when I was younger, I was dealing with many UFO people that have been abducted. And most people have missing time. Lots and lots of people have missing time. But in general, people that have missing time usually think, well, they fell asleep and they woke up. But missing time usually refers to a couple hours. All right. And we don't know anything that happened with the time. In hypnosis, you can actually get them to go back in that time frame. Aliens programming based on hypnosis of a different level, right? Because they can feed videos into your brain and you could see them like some famous UFO speakers. But they can't feed you the truth. Now, things you should be aware of is a book called Sands of Time, written by Sean David Martin. It's up to 5. It was originally 1 book, then he made it into 3, and then it became 5. But it's a very important book. It's based on all facts. It wasn't a story. And then there's another book by Fred Bell, which you should also read. All right. He was also killed. All right. 2 days after he did a show with Jesse Ventura. All right. All my friends are gone. John Edmund, whoever's got to come out to talk about UFOs and aliens, he was taken out. All these people that I dealt with, I know the government's not taking me out for some reason, but I'd like to take everybody I know out. My best friend worked for NASA. I brought him over to my friend's house to show him some UFO pictures, and he said they kind of warned me about getting involved in the UFO world. Well, we were going to do something special, secret, and we're going to have a pool party to talk about it. His whole family disappeared 2 days later. People, the government says they don't take people out. Congress, they say they don't take people out. Well, in the area like in Long Island, a ship crashed there. John Ford filmed it. He's in the nut house in 1996. I saw the video. It's incredible. They said he had uranium and he was going to kill people in Congress or put it in their toothpaste. How do you walk around with uranium and put it in somebody's toothpaste? And that was put all over TV in New York and New Jersey. The lies are incredible, but the way people think, magic is the same way. The greater it is, the more real it is. So far from the truth. All right, he's still alive. I got him over the past couple of years, but I was trying to help get him out, and we got lawyers and going there, did shows about him. But I saw his actual video he shot right before they put him in the nut house. Another friend was put in jail, still in jail. They framed him for killing somebody. He was high up in the Navy, just going to release all the UFO files, and then they just put him in jail. All right. But most of my friends were killed, terminated, taken out. All right. I'm not going to go into all the names of them, but check out John Ford because he's still alive. John David Martin died Christmas. John Edmund died a year ago, 2 years ago already. A lot of the people that I was trying to bring out recently all were taken out. It just started about 30 years ago when I was with a name. I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to promote him. He caused me his worst enemy because I deal with the truth. And he lied and lied and lied and lied. Over 7 years, I heard he was going to take aliens to the White House almost every other day. It'll never happen. It never did happen. People like to tell stories and believe they're better. Nobody on this planet is better than anybody else. Musk thinks he's great. Trump thinks he's great. People that have money think they're great. I don't put it on this show. And most people, I'm not a Christian. I don't preach Christianity. I do preach certain things about certain things that are real, that I know for a fact are real. Jesus was a real person. All right? Jesus never said he was God. The people that write the Bible were men, ignorant men, people. Jesus didn't come here to save everybody's sorry ass. All right? Karma was created, the word, by Buddha, who was here a lot sooner or earlier than Jesus was. And karma is real. And it doesn't get taken away by miracle workers, healers, or the words in the kind. They brainwash people, and the only power they have is the power that a person gives them. Aliens in general have two psychic abilities, which we don't have anymore. We did. All right. We had 32 psychic abilities, but the ability to teleport, go through things. All right. When an alien comes in your house, walk right through the door. Things like that. They're abilities that soul has within itself, not the body. You don't always have to take the body with you wherever you go, and you don't. This is only temporary in this physical world. It doesn't mean who or what you really are. All right. And now with the DNA coding, and it's still the biggest thing on the news, TV lately is the mammoth. They want to bring the mammoth back. They said they will have it in 2028. A walking mammoth. Really? Why? We can do research on it. What kind of research is going to help us now? We can't be friends with each other. We don't need science. We don't need governments. We don't need anything. We need a brain. We need compassion. We need the ability to function between soul and mind. Aliens aren't going to help us with that. Never did. Aliens destroyed the Mayans. They destroyed the Egyptians. The Aztecs. They took them all out. The native people in the United States believe they work with, they call them the star beings. It was handed down stories. There was over 50 million native people. Now there's less than 1 full-blood native, 1 million full-bloods in the United States. They never got help. When you say you get help, the people, I had a great experience. They helped me. Help for what? I don't want to get into the religious side of that. Death is for a reason, people. If God wanted us to stay here forever, we would be. Soul is always forever, but your body isn't. And Jesus was teaching that. He never claimed to be God, but he was teaching the truth. People, nobody wants the truth. They want to hear stories that protect them. Man is always protecting himself, not everybody else. All right? The laws all through history protected men against women, not women against men, which is pretty sad. All right, now aliens are here for a reason. Abduction is happening for a reason. Just in case you don't know, why do they come here? Well, they're going to give us technology. Tesla was the only person that actually worked with an alien, given important weapons, 50, that they gave to the United States government. He created other inventions, but they're all going to affect the planet. Something you don't hear any UFO person talk about because they have no clue and they don't even believe it. Tesla invented time travel. He did. The story of the Philadelphia experiment was real. And I mean, you still hear people who say this guy was a liar, that blah, blah, blah. I was friends with Bielek and Preston Nichols. Preston Nichols wasn't really on the Philadelphia experiment, never was. He's gone too. Albielek's gone, but before he died, I saw him a couple of times within 3 or 4 years. And he said to me they offered him millions of dollars to go back in time to rearrange what happened when they first time they went back. Realized the boat went back in time, changed history. Wrong people died. He was going back to, they offered him millions of dollars to take somebody else out to make sure that history stayed the same. But in the interim, when I was with him, he said, look, they can't take me out until this date. Because he was going back in time in cycles of 20 years, 10 years and stuff. So on that, if they would have did something different, it would have changed that cycle again and rearranged history. So he told me, well, a month, gave me the month and date. They can take me out this month. Sure enough, that's the month he died. All right. President Nichols told great stories, but they were all ridiculous. And he's dead. I can't say too much more bad about him, but when he did a conference and a show, I was there being in there listening to him for a while, but he was eating the whole pizza. He ate half a pizza in the one conference that we did with him within 2 hours while he's doing the show. He lost a lot of weight, got involved with something totally different near the end of his life. Now, I'm going to say a name, people, and this is for real. I don't care. I've been attacked and on and off, and I don't use the word attack. I say tell the truth. People will lie and twist it and mold it into whatever they want, but they can't deal with the truth. Once a liar, always a liar. Once a storyteller, always a storyteller. I tell the truth. My life is on the line. My life is... And I'm looking forward to leaving this world because it's horrible. It's going down so fast, so bad, so many ways. I mean, I feel sorry for the children being born and put in this world right now. What do they got to look for? A dictator? They want to be a dictator until he dies? I mean, rich people, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Do you know that phrase? It's real. And it could really happen. I mean, if they cut Social Security out, I have nothing. And a lot of millions of people will have zero. What are we going to do? Musk just said we're going to have a civil war. Why? Because people won't be able to eat, buy food, or live somewhere. What are they supposed to do? I mean, when your life's on the line, suddenly you have to do things that are dramatic and drastic. Aliens aren't going to help us in any good way. I'm going to tell you things that nobody's going to talk about. Aliens want this planet. They don't need 8 billion people on it. Neither does the government. Right? War was created to eliminate children. If you realize 17-year-old children going to war weren't too smart. And they might be getting into the ability of strength if they weren't too bright in any which way. So why would you put dumb kids in the battlefield? To kill them, which they did greatly. Now they're even talking about the draft. Trump's not going to come out and say what Mr. Trump was told about aliens from Mr. Putin. I wonder why. He was told 2 things that Musk doesn't even have a clue about. Months before Trump was elected president, Putin went on Russian TV live. I had a translator with me, watching it. He said, I want Mr. Trump, why would he say that, to come out and tell the world what the United States is doing with aliens. I want them to come out and tell the truth about 9/11. Right? He turned around and said, we are working with 27 alien races. 2 of them are trying to destroy the planet. Aliens can't live on this planet unless it's radioactive. Just so you know, people. They're radioactive. And all these people claiming to go through space and all that stuff. Tina's radioactive, people. For real. And she has been since I met her. And she's got all the symptoms of radioactive poisoning. But I tell her every time, aliens are keeping her alive. They shoot over her house every single night. She She puts the pictures up. She's not making it up. And it's not a Tic Tac. It's not a drone. All right, there's different sizes, different lights, and different things, but they're always over her. If you read her book, read her story, what went on the ship when she was taken on it, what happened, and what was there, and all that. It's all important to the whole story. Why she's still alive. I repeat it to her a lot. I know she doesn't want to hear it. But she has all kinds of problems that shouldn't be. But she is really an honest person, real person. And I give her credit for putting her book out. I said to her, you got to put a book out. Now she wants to put part 2 of it out, and she needs to. But Sean David Martin, my friend, was trying to put out his 5th part. He was arrested for false charges, put in jail, and they did everything trying to take him out. Then he was so sick and dying, they had to let him go. Right? What we do and how we do it is pathetic. The head of the Native American movement, Leonard Peltier, was put in jail after a false charge of killing 2 FBI agents. He didn't do it. There was multiple gunfires. It wasn't even his gun that killed the 2 FBI agents. After they killed 2 Native people on Native land that government wasn't supposed to be allowed on. All right? He was put in jail since 46 years ago. All right? Mr. Biden let him go the last day of presidency. But I just found out he's got wristbands on his ankles and stuff. He can't leave his town, his home. At least you can see his family and stuff, considering what they put him through. But people, Trump doesn't care about Native people no matter what he says. Musk has no clue either. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole different subject. But Native people are wrong. They don't work with alien races. Never did. Bigfoot's not here to save the planet either. So all the stories and stuff, I can tell you a really crazy story, but it's real. A friend in a state that was on the reservation was sent out to kill a Bigfoot. There was a family there of big feet, and one of them was rogue and killed a little girl, and he had to go out there with a tiger for real, found it and had to kill it. All right, but stories like that don't get publicized. He put a book out and was in the front page in the newspaper in his town. But people, the truth's around. It gets squashed really fast, including like the fire in Hawaii, the fire in California. No, we all know there was a fire. But how, why, what were the scenarios behind everything that happened? It's all lies. Why? Who's controlling everything on the planet? It's called UN Agenda -30. All right. 193 countries already agreed that that's what they want, one world order. Who's going to be that person in power? Now, the other thing you need to do is watch the alien interrogation. For real. It's a real thing. Not that the aliens have the truth, because they don't. What they try to make this alien say and things are mostly lies, but it's programs that like you Christians get or any other religion gets, a program. They believe a story. How they were going to get destroyed, one person's going to destroy it, and things like that. They were trying to make them say, who's this person? Again, things are real, but then they put out how many fake alien autopsies and things like that weren't real. So it's a combination of this or that. Do I believe that or do I believe this? I was on a site that I paid $5 to join recently because she was talking about what UFO stuff is going on in Hawaii. But I got to cancel that too. But these people say things and they have no clue what they're talking about. I've been in this all my life. I dealt with so many abductees, saw so many ships next to aliens, Bigfoot, you name it. I was doing Ghostbusting at 16. I was doing psychic implants and removals at 25. I was doing past life regression then as well. I didn't become famous. I didn't promote it more than I lived in Jersey, and I only did work with my friends and family. People, if you want the truth, or do you want to hear stories, ask questions, put it in the chat room, email me, Skype me, Hawksblood11. I'll give you the truth. A real truth, not a fake, compounded, programmed idea. Aliens are not good. Aliens aren't more superior. Technology, people, doesn't make you more spiritual. Per word. Doesn't connect you to God in any way. Musk, Tesla, were not thinking about a real God and do not work with a real God. Tesla's weapons are going to destroy the planet. Now, his car and things like that, look what's happening. People are rebelling. They're blowing up his cars and stuff right now. He's slowly breaking down the barrier. He could have been the most famous, loved person on the planet. Being the richest person on the planet, you build what people think you are. You build that you're a martyr, or a killer, a lover. What are you going to program? Well, he had 3 wives, has 12 children, has a new girlfriend, and claims this, that, and the other thing. Well, love never dies. First off, people don't understand anything about love. They're in love one day and out of it the next day. And they really don't love that person no more. If you really love the person, it will never die. I loved my first girlfriend from the time I was 6. I spent until I was 16, 1 week a year seeing her, maybe 2. All right. But again, when I was 16, it all ended. They moved. My mother was supposed to buy a house, and they sold the house. Could have made a fortune on that house alone. But, people, family, do not have God awareness. They don't understand the mission, why they're even on this planet. Very few people do. To live longer? Why? You're going to learn something different? You're going to have better sex tomorrow? Why would you want to live longer? Sickness was created for a reason. Not all of them, because the government creates 3. They don't cure them either. I mean, hepatitis C, they cured. They actually cured it for most people. But we're in trouble, people. Aliens are here for a reason, which I never mentioned yet, did I? Well, one is for blood. One is for semen. One is for ovaries. But guess what the most important one is? FOOD. What do you think they eat? Air? The dimensional beings are not aliens. Aliens have a physical body, travel in a physical ship. Dimensional beings don't travel in a ship and don't have a physical body. Don't eat. There's a difference, people. And even in Congress, when they're talking about aliens, they're demons. No, they're not demons. A ship lands, it's not a demon. The Philadelphia experiment opened up a vortex in New Jersey. That vortex has never been closed. It's allowing all kinds of weird entities into this reality. That's why they're filming all these weird creatures and ghost shows and stuff, and you're seeing these weird looking things and everything. They shouldn't be here. But when the astral plane was broken into through a vortex, it opened the gateway between here and there. The gods don't control this world. They control leaving the astral plane. I'm not going to get into that, but if you want the truth about it, I do shows on it every once in a while. I'm going to get back into that too. But so many things are going on right now. I'm working on a couple serious problems. I'm not going to say anything until I get them fixed and stuff. But people, you're not going to get more truth anywhere else on this planet. You're not going to listen to a person talking more about the truth about God, Jesus, aliens. They want to believe like people. Oh, there's always good people. What's a good person on planet Earth? Somebody that doesn't kill people? Somebody that eats pigs and little baby cows and everything else? That's a good person? Somebody that'd rather spend money on a spaceship than help starving people? He's a good person? Or people that kill a whole country because they don't like them? Or let a country get destroyed because they're not giving you anything back? Tibet was destroyed. They were begging for help for years. China finally went in there and destroyed it. China owns Tibet. They tore down 250 temples. They killed so many lamas and put a lot of the people in jail. Raped all the women. They did horrible things. But they were begging for help from any country, including the United States. The United States doesn't help anybody unless they get something back from them. You know, these countries with leprosy, nobody will cure those people because nobody's going to pay to bring chemical and the medicine there to cure them. Why? They don't get nothing back from those people. You know, we're such a sad race now. We could have moved forward. You'd think in 100,000 years, we would have moved forward. Technology's not forward. Jacques Cousteau was an idol when I was younger, until he died. He was a great person of the ocean and sea and diving and all that. He created a thing for a person so that he could breathe underwater with lungs, all right, and things like that. He was incredible. He created different kinds of space diving suits and all that. But in the interim, before he died, one of his last movies was about the pollution around the world. Showed every country and how polluted it is and how far in the ocean, out from the land, they're toxic. But he showed a video at the very end. He goes, this is the future of mankind. He showed a little satellite with a head in it. He said, what's man want arms and legs for? They want things to do everything for them, which they do. I guess the only thing they really need a body for is to have sex. Outside of that, what do you need to do? Read, you can do all that on a computer. And with AI, open up a book, turn this to my page, read this. I mean, people don't have to do anything or won't have to do anything. And why would they need 8 billion people? Aliens don't want to take a planet with 8 billion people on it. They will eliminate them as well, and they are. Now, one other thing I want to tell you real fast. Pull up Bill Snyder's story. It's real. It happened. And what did he discover when they went down in an alien base? A lot of Green Berets, Red Berets, I forgot what they were, but they were all killed except him. And he got out blasted in a half a piece and stuff, and he was still alive. But to the very end, which wasn't too much longer after that, they killed him. Said he committed suicide. In the UFO world, when they want to get rid of somebody, it's suicide or disappear. Disappear and they don't have to explain anything. Suicide, well, he committed suicide. He was wrapped in barbed wire. No. You know, I lost a lot of friends. Most of them were not suicide. They were taken out. All right. Fred Bell wrote a book, the second most important book you should read in the UFO world. Rays of Light, Rays of Truth, Crystals of Light. Fred Bell. Read it. He worked for the highest clearance in the government. He was working for them since he was 14. He worked on the HARP system for the government. People, you know, 2 days later he was in a hotel room and he was found dead. But the person, when he was on the show, he said, aren't you worried? He goes, well, I work for the government. And then Jesse Ventura said, well, what about me? He goes, well, you're too high up for them to take you out. 2 days later, he was found dead in his hotel room. People, he was a smart person, intelligent person. I just let a friend of mine read his book because I wanted it back and signed by him and everything else. I don't want to lose it. But people, you want to read, they're the two books you should read, Sands of Time and that book. You'll learn every single thing about the UFO world. The governments, Russia, Germany, United States, they work together at different levels, if you want to call it that. But what's going on right now, Trump has no clue. Musk has no clue. Musk wants to spend all our money to go to Mars and build a space city in Texas. Denver Airport is a space center for spaceships when it happens. I'm not going to get into it. Another story. Read Behold the Pale Horse. Who knows what they did to him before he died, but he left the most important thing out. But if you want to hear that, text me. I'll do a show on that too. People, I'm not afraid to die. Many people are. Many people want to live longer. Why? Watch your friends and family and everybody else die, starve, and everything else along the way. Crime in Hawaii is really bad. Nobody will promote that. The UFO world's going crazy. Nobody's talking about that. When I first came here 22 years ago, a friend that I met right away, a Rastafarian, said, "Hey, I film UFOs going in and out of the volcano. Come over to my house." And I went over his house and he showed me videos of it. How could a UFO go into a volcano? An active one. How could a ship land on the sun or go into the sun? All these things, people, they're not like us. So to say they're good and bad, no, they're not in any way. Now, the Pleiadians are us from the future, so they're very much like us. But it's a different race. I don't hear much about Billy Myers anymore, either. He screwed up his own career by making face satellite and spaceship and things and stuff. People want fame and money. They don't care about the truth. I don't get paid to do the show. I pay to do it. And they raised it $20 more even. But again, I feel the only thing that matters is putting the truth out. Jesus came here. He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for anything. Did he? People, where are you going? What do you want to do? What's your end look like? When you die, what's happening? Your family standing around you crying. They're all starving, homeless. What are they? How much longer do you think you're going to live? Are you going to leave them enough money? And how much is enough money? Doing away with the penny, finally. What do you think, people? Are you ready for a change in government? Imagine one person leading the world. What does he believe in? What does he think? What does he really care about? Not poor people, not sick people, not homeless people. They're too hard to take care of. A millionaire can take care of himself, so we don't have to worry about him. What are the underground cities for, people? Do you know they're real? And there's many of them in the United States. And they already have like 10,000 people in each one of them. I saw a car lot filled with thousands of cars right across from the tunnel where it goes into the underground city. People get flown in to go to Area 51 every day. Why would you need to fly somebody in every day? All the things that are happening revolve around lots of money. Is Gates one of the richest people? He's got his own plans and wants to eliminate cows. And I mean, these people come up with the bizarrest things, but no awareness of violence. And I will do a couple more shows on death soon. People, I hope you got something out of today. Please email me, hawksblood1@aol.com. Skype me on hawksblood11. I'd rather talk than type. Anytime. I get back to my messages sooner or later. But I'm getting so many fake calls and fake things going on right now. I'm not in a dating scene, and I don't want all these dating sites calling me and stuff like that either. But and it's hard to tell the difference between a site. I saw your picture, I heard your show, or something. But then they say, "Oh, you're married?" So what's that have to do with anything? Again, people, I'm not here to date people, create love stories, and nothing like that. There's very few real good love stories to tell anyway. All right, people. You know where I am? You got my address. Email me, Skype me, whatever. Truth only. And all the people I have been with seem to have sunk down. The person I did my UFO stuff with for years is, for a word, delusional. Right? Nobody on this planet is better than anyone else. No one person on this planet has better gifts than anyone else. Oh, psychic here and there, some things they can hit on. Big deal. Your energy radiates what you are, who you are, what's going on. If you could read other people's energy, you can know much more about everything. I used to read everybody's aura, but it was disgusting, so I had to stop. Your aura is what soul actually radiates. Nobody can change it because it is you. And if you can see it, you can see where the person's coming from. All right, people. Tommy Hawksblood here, Big Island of Hawaii. I hope you got something out of today. All right. Tune in next week. I'll probably do another show next week, but I got so many things I have to do next week as well. But I will let you know if we have to change the day or time or anything like that. But peace, love, compassion, whatever you need in your life, don't stop until you get it. Make sure it's real. Don't listen to anybody other than yourself. And make sure yourself is listening to the truth. Imagine 3 doors in front of you. Which one's the one you need to take? How do you know? Gotta open all 3, don't you? All right, people. Till next time, unless you get a good one and you say, I don't need to open the other 2. All right. Later, people. Let me just do this real fast. Fine. Where's my music? Well, later, people. Doesn't want to end.